Testing in terms of users starts actually phase 0, I would say, with need finding. When we go out to people's homes and we interview them about what their lives are like and what they do in their daily routine, and to try to see where a robot would fit in and what useful functions the robot could do for them and what they would want the robot to do. And initially, so that's where we came up with the concept with home security. The idea of peace of mind, checking in on your home, making sure things are okay, making sure no one's breaking in. And when we took that concept out to users, then we heard a lot of things like, oh, well, is Curry going to talk to my outdoor cameras? Because by the time someone comes into the home, it's kind of too late, isn't it? And also we heard a lot more of, well, what does Curry do when I'm at home? And initially we said things like, well, Curry will sit quietly on his charger and wait for you to go away again so that you can use him. And they would ask, but what does he do when I'm at home? And it became obvious that people were really expecting him to be entertaining when they're at home with the robot in person, and also to do things that they can show off to their friends and to be useful and entertaining. So we shifted away from home security and towards more companion robot, more entertainment robot. And in terms of testing, how we did that is, so after need finding and you have initial concepts of what the robot can do, you don't even have any prototypes built yet at that point. You can make sketches. So you make storyboards of the features you think the robot should do, and if you have initial prototypes of any sort. So what we had at that time is we had storyboards, and then we had functional prototypes that could just drive around, navigate around the home, and show in an app that you could see through the robot's camera and talk to the robot's microphones and hear through the robot's speakers. And that was basically it. That's all that we had. And we would take that out to users. In terms of storyboards, you can in person talk to them in interviews, but you can also just have those be surveys online to get larger numbers of people and ask people, what do you think of these features? Do you want a robot to do this in your home? How much would you pay for a robot doing this in your home? And you get a lot of feedback that way in an early fashion that enables you to quickly change direction if whatever direction you've picked is actually not a very compelling one to users. And later on, when we had better prototypes that did more things, then obviously you can take those prototypes out. Even before if you have industrial design, so we had industrial design for a robot, but that wasn't, the functional robot and the industrial design weren't all in one robot yet. So we would take foam models of the industrial design and we would take more functional robots with the app and we would say, imagine the robot looks like this. Now drive this app around, and there would be a robot that didn't look anything like that, driving around the house, and they could see things like, oh, well, what does he sound like? And when he goes over thresholds, what is that like? Is that okay? And so we got feedback on that phase for things like, oh, the robot is way, way too loud. He has to be much quieter. Is he going to be that loud? That's really annoying. I wouldn't want that in my house. And that sort of thing is really important too. And then later on, of course, once you have robots that are looks like, works like, so we have prototypes like that we use to show off a lot now. And those you can put in users' homes and actually just have them go through various functions that you've added and stay in the home for longer and longer periods of time. The latest test that we've just done is what we call drop-off test, where you put the robot in the box and you pretend like it's a new customer and the customer's just gotten the box and you're not there at all. And so they have to go through the unboxing and onboarding procedure to actually go through, figure out, can they use the robot? Can they onboard the robot? Can the robot map their home? Can the robot do the functions he's supposed to do? Is that compelling to them?